What was your thoughts when you first heard this earlier this week?
I wasn't so sure anymore. It's like people. I watched some YouTube videos like, oh yeah, for the nth time, Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Lucas. I was like, okay, I'll wait until it's actually legit because like I don't know if it's how real is this real news anymore. So yeah, and after yeah, it's good that if it's true, it's good that she's leaving. But then again, this is still the same Disney. So if ever Kathleen Kennedy chooses a successor, it's not going to be someone that she strongly disagrees with. It's going to be someone who's, licking her ass and stuff like that. So it's until the new whoever replaces her is actually someone we want who actually likes Star Wars or passionate about Star Wars. It's not really nothing's gonna change. People still don't give a shit about Star Wars anymore, and things will stay the same. We'll probably get more acolyte content and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
So this is from Puck News, and it's Kathleen Kennedy to step down at Lucasfilm. So when this was basically like several days ago, this was like a wildfire in LA, right? Like everyone was talking about it. Everyone was making a video about it, saying that Kathleen Kennedy stepped down. We've been hearing from everyone, especially Doomcock. All my insiders tell me that there's a Kathleen Kennedy is going to be stepping down, right? Like he's going to be right eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like we've been hearing Doomcock and a bunch of other people say this news for a long time now. But the thing is, I don't think she's gonna step down. For me, when I heard this, I was like, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it, right? So I believe this came down earlier, and there's actually a paywall in order for you to read it. Unfortunately, after a mixed 13-year run, the legendary movie producer has informed Disney, as well as friends and associates, that she will exit as Lucasfilm president by the end of the year. So this was came out earlier this week, but somehow Kathleen Kennedy returned. Yep, she says no. Yeah. I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not leaving. Yeah, go ahead, Grae. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna there's a follow-up article about it. So that I don't know anymore, like what was talked about, but I don't know the content of this Deadline article, but did you say that she's not leaving at all, or she's leaving much later?
She is. She said that she's not gonna leave. I believe. I think I'm gonna paraphrase here. She says that she's not leaving because there's still movies to be done or some shit like that. There's still stuff to be done. Now, I think. I believe the person that originally broke this was like her publicist or someone that was close to her. And I think the reason why, and we talked about this on earlier today on the Salty Nerd and on Thursday when we talked about it on Epicverse. I think this is all about control. I think that the fact that she wasn't the one to break, I think that this might have been true. I think this might have been true. She was going to step down. But the thing is that she herself wanted to break the news. This is me just assuming. I think she wants to break the news herself, but it wasn't done to her liking on how the news was broken down. So then she gave an exclusive and said, I'm not leaving. So I think that's what's it. So we're going to read this article right over here. This comes from Deadline. Kathleen Kennedy speaks out on her Lucas plans. She is not soon retiring, and the films that will keep her in Star Wars orbit for years to come. So yeah, don't hold your breath, man. Holy crap. All right, it's the exclusive. I thought I'd seen it all in trade journalism, but the piranha-like frenzy on Kathleen Kennedy and the successor speculation that followed Matt Belloni's Puck report that Disney was putting her out to pasture is a new one on me. Belloni, for a few years, has been beating on Kennedy like she owes him money, and this week, he reported Kennedy was retiring. I recall he essentially did the same thing more than a year ago, and yet here she still is, producing the Mandalorian movie and prepping for the Sean Levy-directed Star Wars film that Ryan Gosling is circling. I hope to God that Ryan Gosling does not do a Star Wars movie. He deserves better than this. Like I know he did Barbie.
Yeah, he
But
did Barbie.
like someone said, he is Knuff. All right, he is Knuff. He does not need to do a Star Wars movie. You don't need to. You don't need to stoop that low. Okay, Star Wars is a dead brand, and I think if Ryan Gosling does actually somehow be a part of it in a Sean Levy directed Star Wars film, I think this might. I'm not sure. Like he's a very good actor. Whenever he usually does play sort of like
Yeah,
himself and stuff I see, but
yeah, yeah.
but this is like real. This is a very big step down for him in my opinion. How do you feel about this?
Uh, it it wouldn't surprise me if he did, especially if Disney offered them a lot of money to do it. Because like at the end of the day, it's gonna like you'll become a Harrison Ford eventually. Like you just get the money. You won't give a shit about. Oh, I don't care if it's destroys my legacy, if it destroys my characters. Oh, I get $200 billion. Okay, I'll do it. You'll come to that point eventually. That's my gut feel. If ever they do get Ryan Gosling,
Yeah,
and yeah, like I said, like let's assume the best case, like she's actually leaving. Like it's such a stretch for me, or it's very very unlikely she's gonna appoint someone that we actually like. So even if she leaves, it's gonna they're
Leslie
just
Headland.
yeah, right. The acolyte continues.
Oh man, Acolyte got renewed for season
Season
2 and 3 and a
3.
movie. And a
Yeah,
movie. All
it
right.
wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that's the only time I'll consider it as good and shocking news. If one she leaves and her replacement is actually someone we actually want to be the new head of the Star Wars brand.
Well, the
I,
original plan was Kevin Feige.
well, considering how he's handling Marvel, I wouldn't be
This is
too
when Kevin
enthusiastic
Feige
either.
was like, I believe this is like not too long after Endgame. There was like rumors circling around.
Well, yeah, not anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, not anymore.
Still, all the trades followed with Gutso dishing speculative reporting on who might succeed Kennedy. The takeaway with was chaos and that Kennedy was being pushed. The reality is different and far more orderly. According to insiders, Kennedy has been working on a succession plan for a couple years, eyeing candidates from within in process with Bob Iger, Alan Bergman. That puts someone like Dave Filoni, who knows the universe inside out, in a strong position. I admire Filoni's hustle and ability to turn over hard ground, but his penchant for defining industry people like Kennedy is disparaging ways as well. I just don't understand that. I didn't appreciate it when Deadline founder Nikki Fink did it here, and it feels like the appetite for Schadenfreude is nowhere near as high now, given how this business is still trying to regain footing after global pandemic, a year-long labor strikes, and most recently a devastating wildfires that ravaged Southern California. So let's see what she has to say. I believe her
Yeah,
right over here. The truth is, and I want to just say this loud and clear, I am not retiring. Basically, the Wolf of Wall Street thing. I'm not fucking leaving. Right
yeah.
now, if you think about it, the reason I think, and I believe this is true. Let's say if the Star Wars universe, all Star Wars that came out in the past 7 to 8 years, maybe even 10 years, was really good. Every movie was fucking like a fucking masterpiece. And if Kathleen Kennedy were to retire, she would retire into like fucking riding the horses into the sunset, like
Mhm.
a fucking Last Crusade, right? It would have been like she fucking dropped the mic and fucking left. Is because if she would leave now, she would basically fart in the elevator and says, "That's you, Grae," and leave. That's basically
Yeah.
what she would
Yep.
do.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Let's see. I will never retire from movies. I will die making movies. That is the first thing that's important to say. I am not
Yeah.
retiring. See, she
I think.
basically,
I
I
think.
think she
Yeah.
does. She did want to retire.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right. It's like it doesn't make sense that suddenly this kind of news suddenly pops up out of nowhere. There has to
Mhm.
be a source from it. It's like someone from the inside that has gotten like that report, or Kathleen said it herself in the internal meeting somewhere along the way. Otherwise, like it's super random that now that's all of a sudden that this topic got revived again out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think you're right. I think you're spot on with your theory.
Yeah. What's happening at Lucasfilm is I have been talking for quite some time with Bob and Alan about and what eventual succession might look like. We have an amazing bench of people here, and we have every intention of making an announcement months or years down the road. We are in lockstep as to what's going to be, and I'm continuing. I'm producing the Mandalorian movie right now, and I'm also producing Sean Levy's movie, which is after that. So I'm continuing to stay as Lucasfilm and looking very thoughtfully with Bob Iger and Alan as to who's stepping in. So that is all underway, and we have every right to make that announcement when we want to make it. Yep, basically said, yeah,
That last sentence.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, right over here. This is
last
like
sentence.
if if it's gonna announcement, I will make it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I can't say who it is because there's just just an internal process that goes on inside a large corporation. Okay, sorry, right over here. Oh, what are you looking for? It seems to give the credence of what we've heard, and that an executive chief, like chief creative officer Dave Filoni, is good in position. So I can say who it is because it's just an internal progress that goes on inside a large corporation and a publicly held company as to how we go about making deals, finalizing decisions, and making announcements. There's nothing unusual about that, and we're in the process of that. Is this flurry of press coverage? It sounds like chaos. So what's the reality? Chaos. There has never been any chaos because we know exactly what the plan is, and we've been talking about it. And as I said, nonstop for the last couple of years, because for obvious reasons, I'm not going to be here forever. George asked me 13 years ago to step in, and now I'm looking at who's going to replace me. And as I said, we have a bench of people internally to handle the business, the creative side. The job has grown. Also, since I've stepped in, there was no streaming. There weren't a lot of things that we're involved in right now going on. So, has it grown? Let's see. How far down the road do you expect before the changes get met? And then you go off to produce the two big Star Wars things. We'll probably make an announcement a month or a year out, and I have every intention of sticking around to help that person be successful. She's going to be executive producing when she retires.
Yeah.
I think that's it. She's not going anywhere, unfortunately. And I think whoever leaked this thing that she's, maybe the Matthew Baloney guy,
Mhm.
you done us a big disservice. She was going to leave by the end of the year, and you done fucked it up. And now she's going to be here forever. She's going to be here forever now. Oh man. I'm already
Yeah.
producing Mandalorian movie and Sean Levy's after that. And oh my god.
And he's probably fired.
Oh my
He's
yeah, dude.
he's probably fired. That dude's probably gone.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Look how long this interview is. This is an exclusive interview with Deadline. I'm not gonna read all through his shit, but this is the longest and biggest interview she's done in quite some time. That
Yeah,
means that
actually.
somebody dropped the ball and she was gonna actually needed to retire, but someone fucked it up and gave like she fucking this is a long ass interview.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, and as someone said, like she is looking for a bunch of actors that are going to be coming into the Star Wars universe. To be honest, though, there are a lot of good ones, but the thing is, Star Wars has been really, really shitty for a very long time. Like,
Yeah.
how are
But
you gonna,
eh,
continue like getting good people in if your shit just sucks?
yeah, right. Remember when Jay was here again the second time? Like he said, "Oh, Skeleton Crew is actually really good," but by then nobody gives a shit anymore.
Yeah, it wasn't
So
even on the top Nielsen at all.
yeah, yeah.
Man,
Like it's
this
to the point that even YouTube, like I remember Jay saying like, "Oh, my reviews aren't doing so good." Like it's even to the point that people don't want to tune into reviews anymore. So imagine how bad it's gotten for the brand that even people don't even want to tune into reviews anymore. But anyway, yeah,
Man, this is wild. Yeah, EFAP went over to interview today. Yeah, that's a long interview, and it's definitely an EFAP thing. They every word pause. What do you think they meant by the pause? Every phrase a pause, basically, right? But yeah, man, it's we'll see what happens. I think she's gonna be here for quite some time. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. For me, like I said, I think Feige as a big Star Wars fan could be really good. And then, but I'm not sure who's gonna take over. Oh, it'll be really cool if if the
speaking of,
Russo brothers took over for Kevin Feige. That'd be really good.
yeah, I think that's a good move too. Even though it's a desperate move, but if it's for the better, make the Marvel, it's a good way to revive the Marvel brand, and I'm all for it. Yeah, it's like I would have more faith in Kevin Feige in the short term if we liked Born Again, because the signs are saying that it's looking good. I haven't seen the
Yeah.
latest trailer, by the way, but I think people are saying
It's in a couple days, man. I'm actually excited. I'm actually
Yeah.
legit excited for Daredevil.
Okay, let's hope let's hope it's gonna be like Netflix Daredevil, not
Yeah.
She-Hulk Daredevil.
True.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.